Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Street Protection. My name is Tommy, for those that don't know. Okay, this episode is about WWE finishing the week off with Superstars, SmackDown, yada yada yada, other upcoming news with a third generation. If y'all don't remember, Ted DiBiase's younger brother, Brett DiBiase, made his return to FCW at an outdoor event in Tampa, Florida on Saturday afternoon, January 8th. Brett DiBiase returned to the ring for the first time since suffering a severe near injury in a match against Joe Hennig, now known as Michael McGillicuddy, on April 29th, 2010. It's been said that there were plans at the time to have him come in with Hennig to come to Raw together to align with Brett's brother Ted. Brett DiBiase's return match was a strong showing in a victory against the up-and-coming newcomer Bobby Dutch. Okay. NXT results. Show opens with a recap from last week. The opening montage aired as that awful, wild and young theme song played. Todd Grisham checked in on commentary to set up the show. He turned it over to Matt Striker, who was on the stage with the rookies. Striker announced that there will be another elimination next week. Striker reminded the rookies that if they win the contest, they will team with their pro in a WWE tag title match for the championship. He also introduced the Slingshot Challenge. The pros stood in the ring and fired T-shots at the rookies. Okay, the goal was to catch as many T-shirts. Whoever sent this in didn't know how to do it. Didn't know how to spell it. Okay, because they said T-shots, and the next sentence was T-shirts, as to catch as many T-shirts as possible in 30 seconds and put them into a bucket, similar to Nickelodeon's kids shows. Okay, Curtis was the first going to try to catch the T-shirts with a bucket. Striker told him that's why he has hands. He said he didn't need to use the bucket, even though that's where his career was headed. Yes, he really said those things. R-Truth failed miserably to launch the T-shirts, and he and Curtis failed to connect. Byron Saxton and Dolph Ziggler hooked up for the whopping one to take the lead. Whopping one. Josh Matthews said whoever came up with this idea should be shot out of a slingshot themselves. He was referring to the challenge, but I'm sure that the same sentiment applies to the actual NXT contest or actually internet show. Okay, Daniel Bryan and Eric Bateman got two. Maurice handled the launching for Brodus Clay. I think I dozed off. The reporter says he dozed off for 30 seconds. Alberto Del Rio, who is above this freaking show, launched the T-shirts at Conor O'Brien, who caught two T-shirts. However, controversy ensued when it was determined that O'Brien failed to put the T-shirt in the bucket. Bateman was declared the winner. Backstage, Ricardo Rodriguez called an exterminator about a giant rat. He spoke in Spanish, but there were subtitles. He's apparently not a fan of O'Brien, who has compared himself to a rat. Johnny Curtis versus Ted DiBiase was hyped for later on in the show. There wasn't but two matches. Conor O'Brien without Alberto Del Rio defeated Byron Saxton with Dolph Ziggler in about 6 minutes 20 seconds. Dolph wore his white tie. Alberto wore his white scarf. Fashion conflict match was basic, and the fans didn't seem to have much to either wrestler. Although some did count along with a pin attempt. Saxton was in control down the stretch, but O'Brien hit a rock bottom out of nowhere to get the win. After the match, Ricardo Rodriguez delivered an intentionally half-assed announcement of the win for Conor O'Brien. Highlights aired last night's Raw, where Daniel Bryan and Derek Bateman getting ready for their date with the Bella twins. Bateman wore a nice jacket and tie, but he was wearing red, white, and blue Zubaz, whatever that is. Okay, he said something about them being from Bad Street in a rib by Michael Hayes. The comedy hilarity continued with Bateman pulling out big sunflowers to present to the women. Stryker said Bateman earned two immunity points. It was time for Superstar Password. They even had a game show music theme. Johnny Curtis was given the clue. He looked at it and had no idea what to say, so he just kept breathing into the mic. He eventually said, "Spear, R-Truth guessed Edge," and was right. They ended up getting 2 answers correct. Saxon and Dolph were up next. They also got 2 right. Bateman and Bryan finished with 3. Brodus Clay played with Ted and Maurice. She said stuff like Armani. They finished with 1. Brodus just stared at Ted, and Maurice got with a pissed off look on his face. Nobody cared. Alberto Del Rio and O'Brien were the last pair. O'Brien said he didn't want to play. He didn't want to talk about how great Del Rio was. They cut him off quickly. Stryker declared Bateman the winner again. So Bateman wins 2 contests tonight. Then they showed Shawn Michaels video that was on Raw. He is the first inductee for the Hall of Fame for this year. Okay, announcers congratulated HBK. Announcers didn't even try to seem genuinely enthused as they set up for the next video of Bryan and Bateman on their date with the Bella twins. Bateman had his foot on the table, as was wearing his wrestling boots. Bellas ignored him and flirted with Bryan. Bateman eventually flipped out and tipped over the table for reasons I don't care to understand. Johnny Curtis with R-Truth defeats Ted DiBiase with Maurice and Brodus Clay. 9 minutes and 15-second match. It sounded like a tennis match during the opening match. When the announcers were quiet because of the fans were even dead silent. You could even hear a pin drop in the arena during the match. Announcers said something about there being another month and a half left in this horrible competition. They mocked this idea it was going to be going on that long. Okay, Matthews predicted that O'Brien will be the next person eliminated from the competition next week. Based on what they were setting up with Ricardo Rodriguez, that's probably the case. So Ted DiBiase gave the rookie plenty of offense and a good near fall down the stretch. Maurice stood on the apron, and Clay reached up and took a shot at Curtis. R-Truth nails Brodus Clay. DiBiase was distracted by the fighting. Curtis rolled up DiBiase and got to 1, 2, 3. One of the announcers said he thinks Curtis saved himself from elimination. End of your internet competition for NXT. And finally, SmackDown. But before I say something on SmackDown, John Cena tweeted yesterday after the Raw events and said he got fined for saying what he said on Raw last night because it is a PG show. He actually said the word ass. I'm going to kick your ass. So he wanted to take that word back, and he said his apologies on the internet to all of his fans and what have you. But he got fined. Might be storyline. Y'all know how storylines go. Okay, on with SmackDown tapings for this Friday, being January 14th. SmackDown opens with Kofi celebrating Roman's win last week. Jack Swagger interrupts, which led to Kofi Kingston defeating Jack Swagger. Not sure if this was a title match Fun back and forth match. Kofi won with SOS, but it appeared the ending was botched when Swagger didn't even kick out at the right time. Next, they filmed the opening pyro. So I guess they did the things out of order. Way to go, WWE. But you know how they do the things. They do one match and then throw all the video editing in. All right, back to it. Del Rio comes out and put himself over and talked about winning the Rumble. He was interrupted by R-Truth, who was interrupted by Dashing Cody Rhodes, who was interrupted by Rey Mysterio. A brawl was broken up by Teddy Long, which led to a match. Rey Mysterio and R-Truth defeating Cody Rhodes and Alberto Del Rio. Another fun back and forth match. Rey won with a 619 and top rope splash onto Rhodes. Apparently the person sending this in said that Mysterio actually slipped off the rope while performing the splash and basically laughed after doing the botched splash as they walked off. Okay, Trent Beretta gets a Duke against Drew McIntyre. Drew dominated the match, but he was looking to gorilla press Beretta over the top when he slipped off for a quick roll-up win. McIntyre then, backstage, attacks Beretta in the back, but was stopped when Kelly walks in. He apologized and told her he had aggression issues. And she told him she didn't like being around people who cause others pain, and told him to grow up. Wade Barrett and Big Show went to a no contest. When Big Show had the upper hand, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel stormed the ring to help Wade. Then Ezekiel Jackson comes down, shows up, and joined in on the beatdown. So this was like a 5-on-1 match. Let's see, Wade Barrett, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, and then Ezekiel Jackson. So it's 4-on-1. They all joined hands and celebrated together, so this might be the forming of a new Nexus. Since on Raw, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel did not get beat up, take the beat downs, as they walked off in the initiations. Okay, next was Beth Phoenix defeating Michelle McCool. Michelle controlled most of the match and worked over Beth and her injured knee. Finish came when Beth went for the Glam Slam and Michelle rolled through for a pin, but Beth counters and rolls back out through for the win. Layla and Michelle supposedly are great looking, whatever. Michelle's nothing but a stick pin, if you know what I mean. Beth is pretty damn good looking. Beautiful. That's why she's called the Glamazon, folks. And your main event was your Cutting Edge. With special guest Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero. Lots of back and forth and jabs at Vicky. She gets amazing heat. The guy could barely hear her when she even talked. But who wants to hear her anyways? As the person that's doing this report was in the front row, she said that Dolph was a real man. And showed footage of Edge making out with Alicia Fox the day before he married Vicky. It said he also had some footage to share and showed AJ and Primo working in on Dolph and Caitlyn making out 2 months ago. Edge knocked down Dolph out of the ring. Vicky slapped him several times, being that he slapped Edge, and he looked to spear her, but was pulled out of the ring by Dolph and gets beaten up. He and Vicky stood over Edge and made out to close the show. Okay. So, again, that's your SmackDown results for this week. Haven't came up with Superstars results yet. Doesn't look like they did anything. So, that's your results for this week. And it wasn't but 2 matches that were on that were taped on Monday night. It was there was one report that said a 6-man tag. Another one says 8-man tag. It's unknown. And the other match I can't remember. Yada 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 yada. Former Raw General Manager Mike Adamle got arrested for DUI this week. Also, WWE has reportedly made a statement no longer hiring talent over the age of 30, especially for FCW talent or OVW. Okay, and that's basically it. And the Raw rating holds up pretty good against the football from Monday night with the Bowl Championship Series going on and what have you. I didn't even watch it, so I didn't care about it. Well, anyways, that's my report for this week. And y'all have a nice week.